Doris stood frozen at the door, a letter trembling in her hands. Two soldiers had just delivered it, faces tight with something she couldn't placepity perhaps, or guilt. The letter was from her son, Bob, who was supposedly killed in action during a covert military mission. His words were final, haunting. He wrote like a man who knew he wouldn't return. But something felt off, too off. That night, Doris couldn't sleep. She sat by the window with the letter in her lap, rereading every word until the ink blurred with her tears. Her instincts screamed, this wasn't right. The mission had been too secretive, too sudden. And now a funeral? Rushed and delayed without explanation? Something was being buried, but not the truth. She called her brothers and sister. Meet me at the cemetery at midnight, she whispered over the phone. Bring shovels. The night air was icy as the four of them stood at Bob's grave. Under the dim glow of flashlights, they dug like madmen, each strike of the shovel fueled by desperation. Hours passed. Sweat and mud soaked through their clothes. Then thunk. Wood. They had reached the casket. Doris hesitated, her breath catching. Her brother wedged a crowbar under the lid. With a long, groaning creak, the casket opened. What they saw turned their stomachs. Inside lay a mannequin, not a body. A perfect replica dressed in Bob's uniform, complete with military tags, boots, and medals. But it wasn't him. There was no blood, no decay, no trace of life or death. Doris reeled back. I knew it, she gasped. Her son hadn't died. He'd been disappeared. They reburied the casket quickly, heartbeats pounding in their throats. Every second felt like someone might catch them. They scrambled back over the fence just before dawn and disappeared into the dark. Back home, Doris went straight to her desk. She scanned the farewell letter again, this time noticing subtle clues. A date scribbled in the corner, numbers that matched a storage code Bob once used, and one chilling phrase, if you read this, I was never meant to come home. Doris sent the letter and her full story to a major newspaper. Within 48 hours, headlines exploded. Soldier faked death, military cover, up alleged by grieving mother. The story ignited a firestorm across the country. Then, just when she thought it couldn't get any stranger, a black government SUV pulled up outside her house. Two unknown agents stepped out and approached her with tight faces. We need to talk about your son. That same day, another letter arrived, this one from a private agency. It claimed Bob had been spotted alive during a raid overseas. The mission he'd been sent on wasn't official at all, it was part of a covert experiment, a disappearance, a silencing. Doris's heart seized. Her boy was alive. 3 days later, the black SUV returned. This time, Bob stepped out. Dirt-smeared, thin, eyes tired, but it was him. Doris ran. She crashed into his arms, sobbing. I knew you weren't gone, I knew. They sat in the living room for hours as Bob shared everything, his betrayal, his capture, his escape. The letter had been his only lifeline, a coded cry for help he hoped his mother would understand. And she did. The investigation launched by Doris's story exposed a web of illegal operations. Bob's captors were arrested. His name was cleared. And Doris? She became a symbol of relentless maternal instinct and unshakable courage. She didn't just dig up a grave that night. She dug up the truth and brought her son home.